Villa Women podcast. Um, we thought about it this week since Sunday. We've had time to try and digest what happened at the weekend, but please do come and join us for some talking therapy, because I think a lot of us need it after the weekend, because we have a lot of questions. So we're going to be delving into, hopefully, what happened, maybe some of the issues, but we do just kind of want to start this off by saying, this isn't going to be a hate podcast, and we're not going to be slating them. It's not going to be for clicks or anything, rage bait or anything like that. We're purely coming from a perspective of concerned fans, heartbroken fans, and the fact that we care. Because we certainly don't support Villa because it's easy. So we just want to kind of put that out there first. But Gary does have some good news, because Gary, what's our positive we're sticking on to?
Positive thing that's came out of this week is Villa will not concede another goal for at least a month.
Exactly. So everyone has that to cling on to. We have a month where we can hopefully reset. And I know that's what we always say when we get to an international break. But of course, we've got the extra week because we aren't involved in the FA Cup anymore. So really, maybe that's come as a blessing that we're not involved this weekend either, and that we do get that period of extended rest, because we were saying our players need it. They look absolutely shattered. But yeah, if you are in the live chat tonight, please do get involved. We really want to hear your thoughts as well, and just have a really balanced, kind of well thought out discussion about that game at the weekend. We also do have the Champions League on, so don't worry, you don't have to choose between us and the Champions League. They have kicked off at 6 minutes in. Man United, of course, are 3-0 up. And there was confusion with the kit earlier. Atletico only travelled with one goalkeeper kit, and it was the wrong one. So they've forced United to play in their third kit rather than their home kit at home, which people have some opinions about. So United are in blue, it looks like.
I thought it was black.
And
No, United are in black, Atletico are blue.
Oh, did I just say blue? Sorry, I did mean black. Yeah. Oh God, this is going to be a good pod, isn't it? I can't tell my colours apart. So yes, United are in black. Of course they are in black. Black and yellow, and Atleti are in blue. I just got distracted because the coach looked really angry when the camera zoomed in on his face. So I was like, oh, what's going on? So United are 3-0 up on aggregate already, but this match is currently 0-0. But we will bring the action if indeed any pops up. Now then, where should we start? If for some reason you missed the action of the weekend, don't worry, we're going to take you through it. We're going to try and just dissect the bits that we can, because, we don't want to spend longer than necessary on this, do we? But of course, I can't do this by myself. Gary, Emma, welcome back. Are you both okay, besides the result of the weekend?
Well, I've got one thing right last week. I did say it was going to be a bit of a ding-dong.
Ding-dong is not the word.
A bit was an understatement, wasn't it?
Yes, look, I said 3-2, preferably in our favour. Well, we did get the 3 goals, but...
We did get,
so something went wrong.
They went, right, Gary wanted a ding dong, lovely. Let's just keep going and give him more than what he asked for. But yeah, it's been a very strange couple of days. There were over 2,500 people in attendance, although the announcer did get mixed up and announced over 5,000, which was quite fun. And then he went, oh, sorry, 2.5. So he couldn't get his numbers right. And I do just want to also preface this by saying I've seen the phrase, we might get villaed, on social media. So that's now a thing. So if by some miracle, it's quite depressing, that, isn't it? Might get villained. I think this was in relation to the Spurs news ahead of their London City game after next up. And someone quote tweeted and said, oh no, this isn't good, we might get villared. So that is the new phrase for when Spurs really go to town. So that's
Wow.
nice.
Ooh,
Reverb now. Um, was that in relation to the match, Gary? That noise? Or the
yes,
verb being
there
villared?
was.
Oh, yes. I'm about 30 seconds behind you. There we go. That was
That,
very
that,
close
that,
for
that was a
Atleti.
decent test.
It was. You see Tullis Joyce be like, right, yeah, come on, let's go. I'm ready now. Let's go. So like we said, we're just coming at this from Villa fans purely out of concern because something is not right, and we can tell. We can tell from the way our players are not only playing, but the way they're acting, and it's certainly out of character. Unfortunately, lovely stat for you. This was our fourth successive loss in the WSL. But we've also had rubbish periods before, and we've got out of them. We've been okay. Do we? I mean, you can both answer this one. Do we feel this is just a little blip, and we just need some changes behind the scenes, even little tweaks over this international break, or do we think actually it's a bigger problem that's going to need a bigger change to fix, because it's pretty dire at the minute, isn't it, from what we can see?
I'm hoping that it's just like a little, because we had, before we sacked the He Must Not Be Aimed, we had that sort of period then, and I swear we lost like 5 or 6. So, and then we managed to come back and win 5 at the end of last season, back to back, and smashed Arsenal. It's like, maybe we can come back from it, and it's almost like the international breaks come at the right time. However, we've got new players because they're all on international duty. Well, not all of them, but like the majority of our starting players are all on international duty, and even a lot of our bench players as well. So it's like, although it's come at a great time, we then can't use that time to train and sort of work together
or bond
and work.
Because no one's there.
So it's a bit annoying. It swings and roundabouts, but yeah.
It is indeed. Gary, how are you feeling about this? Do you think we can pull back like we always do?
Honestly, I think part of the problem's been the opposition that we've had to play.
Okay. Yeah.
Not many people have been taking points off Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea. You know, yes, okay, we should have done better against Everton, and we should have done better against Spurs. But there was sort of a few of those games there that most people would have lost.
And they've kind of just all come at once, essentially.
They have kind of all came at once. They've completely shot any confidence that the squad have had. So there's definitely something, be it something behind the scenes, a mindset thing. It is unfortunate we have played so many of the top teams in the league in such close proximity. So it's a bit of both, where we've been playing good opposition, but also we've been playing terrible. I don't know what's happened with the back line, but a lot of them, I do think some of them look tired. I don't know what's been going. I don't know what's been going on, but a lot of them do look tired. It's not as if like Voldemort last season was purposely playing people out of position.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we're really playing anybody out of position, because we have players that are more flexible now and can play in a number of positions. Like Moritz will play just about anywhere you'll give her a pair of boots to play. She's Vilms will play in a few places. DeLong, like Maltby, will have a much more flexible team now. But
do you
just
think
something happened.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think part of the problem could be is that sometimes, like, because we've always had a smaller squad, we've always essentially had a starting 11 featuring guest players when they were fit enough. Whereas now, because we've actually got options, Vilms has been in and then she was out for a bit and now she's back in. We've had, Patton and Parker trying to be that centre back pairing, but then actually we'll just do a three at the back and then we'll push Maritz up. Like we're trying loads of different things. So do you think maybe as much as that is a good thing on paper, because we're doing so many different things, we're not actually sure of what we are doing? Does that sound about right?
I think it could be inconsistency. Yeah, because
I think some of the injuries that we've had and suspensions, because obviously Grant's been playing on the right most games.
Yeah.
And we always had Sarah as a backup, but of course, during the winter, she went to Leicester. So right now, I feel like there's a bit of an imbalance on that side, and I know Moritz can play there, as so can Wilms, but there's just no consistency. And I don't know if anybody's really noticed, but it's that side of the pitch that we've conceded most of our goals off in the last couple of games. Like, Tottenham exploited it for 2 or 3 of their goals.
Yeah.
United done the same, City done the same. It's all. It's mostly coming down that side of the pitch.
Yeah. And it's a shame and, frustrating to a certain extent that hasn't been identified to the extent of, we need to fix that.
Yeah.
Let's make this tighter, because I think we're at a position where we're the third highest for before I finish that, I am just gonna double check what I'm about to say. Hang on.
Haven't we conceded like 15 in the last 4?
So we've got the one. Oh, so officially now we have conceded the most goals in the league.
Yeah, we've conceded like 36.
36. West Ham have conceded 35. And then it drops down to Liverpool on... Oh, no, I take it back. Leicester on 31. Yeah. So, luckily for us, we've also scored 22. So, it has balanced us out on goal difference a little bit. But, yeah, conceding 36 goals.
Well, before the winter break, we had one of the tightest defences. And the defence is still on their winter break.
That's the thing, like, where have they gone? Like, what has happened? And that's what we were trying to figure out, wasn't it? Because is it the fact that we're really insistent on playing this back three with wing-backs when really, at the end of the day, if we're leaking goals, put a bloody back 5 in. Back 11, just everyone get back. Kirsty can go up front, Kirsty can do what she wants.
In front of the goal.
Yeah, just literally, part of the bus. Hello. We're talking about Philip at the weekend. Are you coming to join us? Yeah. Oh, thank you.
There's a handsome devil on the bed behind you, too.
Yes, he went to the groomers today. He smells like marshmallows. It's great.
Oh, he's very handsome today, then.
Hello.
Hello.
Hiya.
What have you got all over your mouth? Yogurt. Yeah. Oh, you're so beautiful with yogurt around your mouth. Thank you. Oh, there was a wave. Hang on. Do it again. Thinking about it. Yeah, there we go. Yay. So yeah, it's been a strange one. I'd show you the dog, but he's laid down now.
He's just getting comfy.
He's living the best life at the minute, this dogger. Isn't he? Where's your doggy? Oh, she just pointed. I know you can't see, but she just pointed at the dog. You're so clever. Yes, you are. I know, the camera's not wide enough. There you go. But yeah, so do we think a back three is just not working at this point? I think is what I was trying to say. It's not, is it?
I feel like it's not working because no one's running off the ball and like making those moves to then make the forward players score. So then we just end up back at the back again. And
to me, one of the issues is we're still doing what we were doing last season, and we're trying to play football in our own 18-yard box. But we're giving them the ball most of the time.
We're giving them the ball.
Yeah.
We're being far too sloppy. I think, again, we spoke about this before, but we're trying to be like too pretty with it. And like, oh, let's get our triangles right, and let's do this and let's do that. And it's like, I'm not being funny. Sometimes you just need to boot that ball away, because it's just, we
Yeah.
saw so many clearances at the weekend, that just didn't do anything, and the ball actually went back to the feet of the ultimate goal scorer. So yeah, you play with that. Thank you. So yeah, it was just, it's an odd combination. So whether that is injuries stopping us from doing it, but what's wrong with, getting Ocean on in that back four? We've got Maltby, like we keep saying. She deserves to be in that starting lineup. So I don't know. It's a bit of a strange one at the minute, isn't it? But yeah, I don't think a back three is doing us any favours at all.
I think it's giving
Oh,
us
hang on.
too many gaps.
Keep talking.
I think is the problem at the moment. Like, because you're essentially a passing down the back, even though you've still got the 10 people on the pitch. They've got that space at the back, and I feel like our defenders aren't moving enough. There was a point
Yeah,
at
he's good.
one point in that match when I think Patsy had the ball, and just see the frustration on her face because no one was moving. So she then had to just pass it back to Roebuck, and it's like, well, this is where the problem lies. So yes, we've then got a space at the back, but then no one's doing anything elsewhere on the pitch. Then we're constantly having to do that silly triangle thing. It's annoying.
Triangles are great
It's the only
when
thing.
you haven't got Spurs pressing so high against you. But I do like what Ryan said in the chat. Thank you, Ryan. Missing Kendall and Daly, because they would be helping the defence out, wouldn't they? Because they've got that in them and that initiative. And it feels like a lot of initiative has been missing because of how we've been set up. But yeah, we will talk about Lucia when she came on later.
I feel like
we'll do
a
it
lot
now.
of Rach as well. Like, we've lost Rach,
Yes.
and I feel like we've just lost that. I feel like even though, like, she's not, I can't say she's not been great because that's not true, but like, she's not been the usual rates that we normally get, like winning goals and that.
She wasn't the
But
goal
it's that
scorer that we had her
presence on the
first season.
pitch.
Yeah.
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 And I feel like we're just missing that presence at the moment and that command role. Because I feel like you don't see a lot of Patsy commanding. I don't find, anyway. Like, I feel like she doesn't give orders and things like that.
And that's what I thought. And Gary, I don't know what you think as well, but when I look at that lineup and that team, I know Miri would have a good go at being that leader. I know Lucy Stan should be that leader as well. But actually, when you watch them, you can't see who is in charge. And that's quite worrying. Because you need someone at the end of the day to just be like, right, come on, and take the reins.
There's a little bit of me that think Patsy's feeling that pressure, But
Yeah.
from Rachel's went out injured, Patsy's been wearing the armband. And from Patsy's been wearing the armband, we've lost every game. And obviously it's no reflection of Patsy, because Patsy's a great centre back.
Yeah.
Well, the more I've watched, because I tried to watch the highlights of a couple of games tonight, some of the ones earlier in the season as well. And originally, our centre three were Wilms, Patsy, and DeLance.
Yes.
With either Maltby or Moritz on the left and Chaz on the right.
Yeah.
And I think that offered us a bit more balance at the back.
I do.
Yeah.
Obviously Nick's been quite vocal whenever we've all been talking about it, and I do agree with her. She makes a valid point that Lucy and Patsy are very much the same kind of player.
Very similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because and you can see it the way that it plays out, that they're both trying to do the same thing, which then means if they are both out of position or they've both gone a bit too far, that there's then no one to defend these goals that we conceded. So yeah, I agree. So as much as they're I don't know, because again, on paper, they're like the two names, aren't they? Like, oh yeah, we've got Patsy and Parker at the back, and I don't know. I think it's changed a bit since, because Lucy, of course, was out a long time with injury, wasn't she, and backwards and forwards. So I think it worked before, but now we've actually changed a bit, and we had that good rhythm of the three. I think actually, the staff shouldn't be afraid to say, actually, we're not going to go forward with this. We need a better system.
It's like a don't fix what's broken. Is that the phrase?
Think about it.
Don't fix what's not broken.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That one.
That's
Is that what you think of? Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually,
That's the one.
because we're leaking goals, if we played Patsy Williams and DeLons as the centre three, and actually put Mary and Parker in front of them as sort of two more defensive centre midfielders, that would
I think
maybe
that would work
help.
really well.
Because obviously DeLons and Films can both sort of push out a wee bit wider if they need to. Lucy's at centre back, and Mary's always been fantastic whenever she's been asked to play at centre back. So if you needed somebody to drop back and create almost like flat five, that all right, you've no midfield at that stage, but you'd maybe at least provide a better protection, because like the amount of people that are trying to slate Ellie this weekend, it's like, stop it.
Honestly,
she's a fantastic keeper, but there was no defensive front of her.
And that's the thing. Like, if it's purely a goalkeeper error, fair enough. But if she hadn't have made, I think it was five key saves that officially went down on the stats, Spurs would quite happily be in double figures, because she wasn't being helped out by anyone in front of her.
It could have been 2-0 before they scored their first goal.
Yeah.
And it was Ellie that was keeping them out.
Yeah. Yeah. So
as a keeper, she's doing her job, but it's a team game, not a goalkeeper game.
And that's the thing, and people will always find something to kind of catch on to, won't they, if they don't like a selection. But we will talk about the internationals coming up. But yeah, everyone's going, oh, well, she let 7 in. It's like, yeah, but she also saved quite a lot. Like, can we actually look at the full picture? Like, yeah, it doesn't look great if you just look at numbers, but actually, the whole team didn't help with that. So yeah, it's definitely not all Ellie at all.
So why is it an issue?
What was that? Sorry, Emma?
Hannah Hampton let 5 in the other week.
Well, that's the thing. And also, just to compare it as well.
We get like a goal update.
I've just flipped over to Ziggy Otiolma doing this, so I think she scored.
Yes. What a surprise!
There we go. What a surprise! I wish we could have got a name like Ziggy Otti. She would have been.
The last lot of weeks, she's a scorer for fun.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? I mean, I know we've got our Kirsty, of course, but it would be nice, because that's what we want, and because the teams where we are in the table as well, we're getting to this point where it's that pressure of, well, can we score for fun? Like, because there's so much pressure to score, it then has that negative impact again. And it feels like we have this conversation every season. but it's true, isn't it? So let's get into it so we can get it out of the way, shall we? So, as Gary rightly said, it could have been 2-0 before they actually scored. So in the 10th minute, winter signing Signe Gobset, who we mentioned at the Euros, incredible talent.
Good.
Very, very good. I mean, Martin Hook, we do just want to put out, Spurs are not the Spurs that you think of, from, well, forever really, because Martin Hall's done such an incredible job. So hats off to them. They played some lovely, lovely football at the weekend. It just had to be against us, didn't it, when we weren't actually there. Don't know who that team were, but they weren't better. So Spurs had 27 shots, 12 were on target, and of course 7 were scored. We had 10 shots, 4 on target, scored 3. So actually, if you're thinking about converting numbers, not bad. So yeah, so they were the key stats. But yeah, 10th minute, goal upset scores. I mean, there was kind of warning bells, weren't there? Because we've said a few times it's been taken off of Villa to grow into the game, and they need to warm up quicker. And this was very much a case of goal upset picked up the ball in midfield, lays it off to the edge of the box, actually ends up receiving it back because she's got no pressure on her, and then powerful strike, 1-0 done. And you think, oh, we need to wake up now, please. Please, just kind of knocking on the screen. Because I know Miri tried to tackle her, Stan tried to tackle her, just couldn't get anything on her. But the key issue that we will keep coming back to for this game was that no one was pressing, and everyone was just letting Spurs have all the space they needed. So,
You're just
yeah, Emma, go on.
point staring at them.
Yeah, just like, oh, we're going to do it next.
Staring at them, and it's like, do it. Yeah.
But that leads into, Gary, I don't know whether you said it when we came on air or off air, but it's just like they were just watching and they just weren't moving to the ball. And we were second to everything, pretty much, weren't we?
The whole team just looked tired.
Yeah.
You know, we're slow, we're sluggish, and
Yeah.
there's been a lot of running backwards in the last couple of games, but
Yeah.
you know, when most of the football is being played in your own third, are you just chasing shadows? You know, are you getting tired?
Yeah.
Not getting near anything.
Yeah.
Because that's the way it feels recently.
Really does. Literally feels like running through mud, as some of the pitches have been over the past few weeks. But yeah, just really, really slow, really sluggish. But then, our saviour, our one true love of Villa, Kirsty Hansen, ruthless, on her own, gets one back for 1-1. I had a flicker of hope then. It was quite beautiful, wasn't it? Emma, was the feeling then like, okay, we've got the first one out the way, we were caught off guard a bit, we didn't really do much, now's the time. Do you think it was, well, did you think it was game on at that point?
Yeah. Yeah, so...
Yeah, good, thanks.
Literally, my notes say, if anyone's going to score, it'll be Kirsty. Game is on.
Game is on. 3 words. Done. I love it. But then, of course, we did standard Villa things of we switched off, and then Beth England gets Spurs a second.
One was so funny, though.
3 minutes later.
Unfortunately, that did take a horrible deflection.
A horrible deflection. And that's kind of my... Yeah. So when I was writing it, I can tell when things were just really bad luck. And it's just like, oh, of course, it had to be that one. Versus the goals where you thought, well, you let that happen. So it was a mix, wasn't it, of the two. But for this one, you're absolutely right. It took a deflection off Patsy and then just looped over Ellie in goal for 2-1. And you just thought, she couldn't have got to that. It took a really weird angle, didn't it? And that...
I thought it was over at first. But so disappointing when it... Because from the angle we saw Ellie jump and the ball go up. We're like, oh, she's just tipped it with her fingertips and it's gone over. They were like, celebrating. I was like, why are they celebrating? It didn't jump in. And then like, it went in. I was like, oh, no, it didn't.
Don't they know the rules of football? It has to go in. But yeah, that was an annoying one, wasn't it? Like, oh, it's took a deflection, it's gone in, fine. But 2-1, still very much playable. Like, we're still in this. And then they just kept scoring, annoyingly. I did think this third one was starting to get into... Embarrassing sounds really harsh, but it's that territory that we're leaning towards, because cross comes in, Patsy's gone in a bit too early and she's ended up on the floor. She's either slipped or her leg's gone or she just hasn't timed it right. She can't clear it. Lynn then, and we spoke about this as well, Lynn's been a bit hit and miss recently in her performances, but a lot of the clearances she tried to make during this match, and I don't know if you feel the same, was a bit like, I'll kind of clear it with no like intention, because normally like if you put your body on the line there's a bit more to it, but it felt like she made a few clearances that then just gave the ball back to Spurs. And unfortunately, that's what happened here. So Lynn tries to clear it, but Holt gets the ball back straight away. She just skips through, and this is the one that had hardly any power whatsoever, and it just goes under Ellie's arm and into the back of the net, and you're like, how's no one cleared that? And I think that's when my personal frustration started to arise, because I was like, that shouldn't have happened. But yeah, any thoughts from you both on that one?
Yeah, I wrote the same thing. I literally wrote, why didn't we clear that ball with about six question marks? Because I just, why? What happened?
Uh-oh.
Oh, that wasn't about the football. It's Emma's spinning circle of death. She's
Oh,
back.
so she's fine for me. I was going to say there was a delay on the audio, but your video was fine. But yeah, Emma, I felt the same, absolutely. It then could have been 4, but thankfully it ricocheted off the crossbar. You know, got a free pass there. Then they could have made it 4 again before half time. This was when really sloppily playing out from the back. Why do we keep insisting on doing that, by the way?
I have no idea.
It doesn't work. Stop it.
I was at the men's match the night before.
Yeah.
And they were doing exactly the same against Newcastle. Even when they were down to 10 men. I was like,
still doing it.
Why would you invite pressure onto yourself? And that's what we're doing. We're just inviting pressure onto ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's okay whenever Ellie's the goalkeeper, because Ellie seems to be quite quick at making decisions and does get them clear. But how many times have we seen Saab under pressure? Where her defence are putting her under pressure, and Saab's just needs that little second more to get the ball clear. And
I agree.
You know, we are just putting ourselves under unnecessary pressure by playing that way.
And that then adds to the stress of the game, and then it all piles on itself, doesn't it? So if you are able to just get the ball up the pitch and just get it away, you relieve that pressure, and it just all these little steps will impact each other, won't they? Like exactly like you're saying. So it just seems bizarre that that's the thing that we're sticking to when we've been caught out so many times. So yeah, if anyone's from Villa's watching, stop it. Stop it. Especially when you're 3-1 down. What was that, sorry, Emma?
We've not even just been saying that for this season. Like, when we've had bad spells before, it's because we've been playing out from the back constantly. So I don't understand why we're still doing it. It's like short corners. Why do we still keep doing them? We know they don't work.
Well, we've had one good short corner.
I think one worked. Yeah.
And now we just keep
because we played it short to Kirsty Hansen, and she stuck it in the top corner from out wide.
Well, that's the key. Get it to Kirsty.
But unfortunately, every short corner I've seen since, Kirsty's in the middle.
Yeah.
Now, has Kirsty ever been known for her heading ability?
No.
Why?
No. That's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah.
Now, if Lucy Parker was playing centre forward, by all means, try and stick a cross on her head.
Yeah, she's got the height. Yeah, Rach can connect with the ball, but Kirsty's better with the ball at her feet. It's just
But none of our strikers are particularly tall. None of our players are particularly tall. Lucy and Patsy are literally the tallest, and I don't think they're much taller than me, and I'm only 5'8".
I tried to make. Do you remember when one of like the memes going around was put your players in height order of the team? I think I started to do that, and I think we had 3 tall ones. So I think Sabs is quite tall, and then Lucy and Patsy, and then everyone else just like And everyone else was like around about the same height. But yeah, you're right. We just don't have the height on the team.
So the three players that are tall enough to get their head onto the ball are the three players you don't want anywhere near the opposing box because their job's the other end of the pitch.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly, indeed.
I'm saying that, but
No.
Lucy has actually got us a couple of goals this season.
She has. She has. But we want to see
So does
more of
Anna.
that Lucy, don't we? We want to see that, and that's what's been missing. I think we were talking about it a bit before we came on air. That grit, that initiative to just go, I'm gonna have a go. I'm not gonna pass 3,000 times before I get into the box. Like, let's just go for it. Let's have that grit. Let's have that determination to make something. I think that's what we've been missing. Yeah, what were we gonna say, Emma? Sorry.
Hasn't Anna Patton scored quite a few in season? I'd say quite a few. Like,
I think she went through a phase. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to want to watch that, Freya.
Oh, that was nice. Jess Park. What a player she is, by the way. She was at
She's been
City, but at
fantastic
United,
since
she's
she went to
just
United.
flying. And I think she's their
She is on a
creative
different
spark.
level.
Yeah,
yeah.
she
Look,
is their creativity. She's incredible.
Like the second half against us, whenever she was pushed out wide, that's it. We lost her.
Yeah.
And she punished
She's
us.
brilliant. Yeah, because she
But that's
again.
great.
I know for those. So it comes in from a corner. Again, played short. Comes out to Jess on the edge of the box, and she just goes, "Yep, mine." Smashes it into the top
That was
corner.
fantastic.
That's beautiful. And again, to have not just the ability, obviously that helps, but the mentality to go, I can put that in the top corner.
But
And I will put that in the top corner.
do you know what that was? That was the short corner to a player that can hit a strike.
Yeah.
So everybody else is in the box, and the one that could score from outside the box was the one that received the ball.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
So
Really?
why would you put Kirsty Hampson on the front post instead of having her just outside the edge of the box to have a dig at that?
I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, you'd think, and again, I don't know how much freedom the players do have in this and what the repercussions are, whatever, but you'd think if you were Kirsty, you'd go, I'm no good here. I'm gonna get out there, and I'm gonna be in a position that I know is gonna be helpful. So sloppy playing out from the back, got intercepted. Roebuck did save us initially. Ellie did save that shot. But Spurs were just laughing at that point.
Oh yeah.
What was that? Sorry, Emma.
Is that the one that she grabbed and then spilled it, and then Spurs had got it and scored it?
No, I think it's the
No,
one
so
she clicked out
they
to tell
didn't
on her
manage
art.
to. Yes, they didn't manage to score on that one. So this is still before half time. We haven't got to half time yet. Yeah, so she did actually save that one and prevent it being full. So 3-1 half time. See, there you go. So yeah, 3-1. And at this point the score line it's not great. Obviously would like to be tighter, but 3-1's still not impossible to come back from, is it? So for both of you, did you still have a bit of hope that we could get a point at least at this point of the match?
Yeah, because we'd still got another 45 to play. So, I mean, there was, 4 goals? And was it something like 28 minutes? All 4 of those goals were scored within the half an hour mark, I think. So it's like, well, we can definitely come back from that, because it's just got to be the opposite way around, and we've got to score more in the second half. Like, it's not difficult. I was expecting more changes at half time than we did, but
yeah, because we didn't. The only one we did make was Lucy Stan, wasn't it? Because she got a yellow, and then Rachel Maltby came on. Yeah, Rachel Maltby on for Lucy Stan. So bit of rearranging in the old formation there. But once Maltby did come on, you could see that difference, couldn't you?
But Maltby
Sure, it's
wasn't
got
even
goals.
playing in defence either to start with. She was further up the pitch.
Yeah.
And this is, so thank you for reminding me. We did talk about this a bit, didn't we? Because we were like, was Maltby up front? Was she trying to be more of a winger? Was she more forward? But then she was then dropping back into defence as well. So maybe had a freer role, maybe, to try and plug those gaps, possibly?
Possibly.
Was that the plan? Possibly. So yeah, so just the one change at half time. And then and then so yeah, so Jean-Francois. Nine. Get a wave, thank you. So Jean-Francois comes on. I say this, she was already on. Yes. But it feels like she was not a bit more anonymous in the first half, but then the second half she goes, right, I'm doing it. She wins the ball back. I think it was from Sumanen, wasn't it? Just beyond the halfway line, and she drives forward, looks up, and goes, "Yeah, all right," and goes alone, does it herself, and gets one back. And you think that's what we need. So yeah, when that went in to make it 3-2, I was like, "Yep, game on." And Gary prediction was correct at that point.
Yeah. And we still had quite a wee bit of the game to play, and that's where it all
Yeah.
went wrong.
If only they could just blow the whistle there. Because what was it, 68th minute? Yeah, 68th minute, Jean-Francois scores, done. Just call it there. Lovely.
Well,
Um,
well, at that
yeah,
stage, I felt like we were actually maybe going to get back into it.
it looked a bit more promising, didn't
Yeah.
we, at that
But
at that
was it
stage?
not like 30 seconds later they got another goal against us?
Literally,
Yeah.
I turned around to speak to someone, and the goal went in. I was like, "What?"
And from right, that
Yeah.
was Hamano's goal.
No, Tanberg.
Hamburg.
Hermano was 3 minutes later.
Hamano's number 5, yeah. That
Yes,
was after
so,
Kirby's second goal, yeah.
no,
Was it not?
no. Trust me.
I do.
So it was. So
I just let my
Jean-Francois.
mind go numb whenever I was watching the highlights again tonight because I was suffering from PTSD and you know,
I forced myself to watch them about 3 times, and it got worse every time I watched it. So yeah, it was. It was
Bye, Emma.
really. Bye, Emma. We'll see you soon. But yeah, so the fourth goal. So this was when Vinberg was allowed to pretty much just run the
Yeah.
whole length. Ran to the edge of the box, deflects off Vilms again, to the feet of Tamberg, who has literally just come on, and again rocket into the back of the net, just completely past rule book. Lucy Parker again. I don't know if we said this last week as well, but she was so busy out on the wings trying to put pressure on. Oh God, who was it? Someone here. Was it Neildon? Blackstad? It was someone. That because she was so high up, there was just so much space in behind, and that's how it happened. And so frustrating because there was no one there. There was no one on her. No one there to defend, and made it 4-2. The fifth goal, however, Hamano, that was 3 minutes later. Now, this is the one that we all, and you can hear the booing from the crowd in the background.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's quite interesting because as much as we're quite a loud fan base to a certain extent, we don't normally boo, do we? That's quite a rare occasion, but there was quite a lot of booing during that match. And so this was the first time. So this was it Vik who got the ball? Or was it go upset? Passed to Hamano, and everyone went. Kachua is a Chelsea fan. If you can't tell, Hamano was on side. Actually, I watched it back. She wasn't. Because everyone said
so close.
Are
the
you
goal
sure?
was being given. Yeah, So I had to watch it back. I mean, it's been given. It hasn't changed the outcome of the
I
game.
Yeah.
saw that.
But
I watched it back
so
first
yeah,
as
so
well.
the issue was, of course, everyone went, she's offside, and the goal was given, and all the officials like, yep, fine, good, 5-2. But on the replay, everyone was like, yep, she was in her own half when the ball was passed. She,
It
and
wasn't.
again, this could be down to the camera angle, it could be down to whatever, unless that lino was dead on where Hermano was, and again, couldn't see because the camera angle. Hermano had just gone past the line, so she was offside, but everyone was like, no, she's in her own half. But like I said, it didn't change the outcome of the game. It just did get Spurs another goal. But I am not a lino. I'm not an official. That's just what I saw. Um, yeah, but we're talking about Hermano Couture. And we know you're an Arroyo fan. And Emma, you've even got a question about Arroyo, who we'll come to once we've gone through the goals. Don't worry. So yeah, so this was the first time when the boos echoed around the stadium because everyone thought the goal should have been ruled out for offside. But the issue was the players, the Villa players, just stopped. And how many times have we said you cannot stop, you need to play to the whistle? Because Hermano had gone. Like, she was like, yep, I've got this ball, I'm going to go and I'm going to score. It's no good going offside and stopping, because then she's got however many yards on you. And you just can't get there. There's no defence. Robert comes out, can't really do anything, doesn't do anything, and then rounds Roebuck and it's in for 5. So yeah, thoughts on that?
It's moments like that that I miss Rach because
Yeah.
Rach would keep chasing.
Yeah,
She covers every blade of grass. Yeah.
yeah,
I know
agreed.
people make a big thing, oh, she's not the same striker she once was and stuff like that. Well, most strikers, whenever they're hitting 34, 35, aren't the same striker they were whenever they were 30 or 28 or, you
Mm.
know, you know. But Father Time's a bit of a bitch. And,
No.
you know, you can't keep doing it to that level all the time. You see it strikers at all stages where they're fantastic whenever they're younger, but
Yeah.
speed was generally one of their biggest attributes. The speed's gone, they're not the same player.
Mm.
It happens.
Yeah, and it's how they adapt as well, though, isn't it? To
But
that, because yeah,
which is where Rach has adapted. She's so much stronger defensively for us.
yeah,
Yeah.
And she
yeah, she
starts
is.
a lot of the attacks now rather than finishes them.
Yeah,
But she's
yeah,
always
gets
there.
involved.
She's an intelligent player, and
Yeah,
well, we're definitely missing Rach at the minute.
Yeah.
definitely. Even for, and I know people talk about like aura and vibes, but Rach just carries herself with like this authority, doesn't she? Of yeah, I'm good, and I'm going to make a difference, and I'm going to come on and play it. And she's got that about her. So if you walk onto the pitch and you can see your captain be that person, like yeah, all right, yeah, I've got that. Whereas, like we said, if there's any doubt or any, well, yeah, doubt, in inability or confidence or anything like that, then that does then leak out to the rest of the team, doesn't it? But yeah, I think because Miri had actually gone off, Lucia's come on at this moment, and you're just saying again, Miri's another one that would chase right till the end as well, wouldn't she? If she could. So yeah, Herman makes it 5, and it's now getting to the point where it's like, oh god, just park the bus, like don't
Yeah.
try anything, just like get together, Roman phalanx, just get together and do not give Spurs any time on the ball. And then they got 6, so that message didn't get passed through. But I will say though, when Lucia came back again, congratulations, to Lucia come back from injury. She's back in training this week, of course, and then back on the field. And it just felt like we were playing some much more positive football when she was on. Did we all agree on that?
Yeah.
I think it's different.
We were
Yeah.
playing more positive attacking football,
Yes.
but the defence was already missing. And when Mary went off, the defensive attributes in midfield also went missing.
Just collapsed, didn't it? Yeah.
So yeah, yes, we look slightly stronger going forward, but the defence was
There's
gone.
nothing behind. There's nothing behind at all. And we laugh because if we don't, then we should cry. Kashu, we will answer this one now. Is Rachel a bigger influence than Kirsty on the pitch?
Oh.
On the
They've got
pitch,
different attributes. They've got
Yeah.
different
on the
attributes.
pitch, I don't know, but on the squad, when she's on the pitch, everybody looks at Kirsty to score,
Yeah,
but everybody looks at Rach for just about everything else.
that is a very good way of putting it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Very good. Because you do, and I think because Rach comes with again all that experience and all that quality that yes other people on the team do have, but again it's that air of confidence about her that does make her seem 10 feet tall at times, doesn't it? Because she's like the focal point in this team. So yeah, I'd say personality wise, Rach definitely. But Kirsty, the output of Kirsty, there's a lot of pressure and anticipation on what Kirsty's going to do. Honestly, if anyone wants to step up and have a go on goal, they're more than welcome to at that point, because no one else apart from lovely Kirsty was trying. So it gets to Kendall comes on, and then Kirsty Hansen once more pulls us back into it. And this is when I thought that's Villa. That's the team. Because it was a lovely ball from Kendall. It was out to Vilms on the right-hand side. Lovely cross into the box. To Kirsty's feet. Controls it. Half volley. Back in the net. Done. He's just like, that's it. So where has that been?
That's more of what we were playing before Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we're missing, it's no coincidence that Lucia, Missy Bow, and Mary have all been called up to the senior squads of the respective international countries. Yeah. Because the three of them at the start of the season, what they've been doing, they were actually controlling games, and we were doing well.
Yes.
Yeah.
But with 2/3 of that go out with injuries, one that's looking more long term because we've no idea when Missy Bow's coming back.
No.
Apparently she's
we haven't been told anything.
I'm not going to see her till the end of the season. I swear I read that somewhere.
And that's sad because, whenever we lost Jill, everybody wondered what are Villa going to do.
Yeah.
But the other three stepped up and went, this is what Villa are going to do.
Yeah, this is it.
But they got injured. And Mary's still trying. Mary's trying to do everything. But there just hasn't been any level of consistency in beside her. Because Stan's been out injured and so on as well. And I don't think Maya is up to speed for the English game yet. It's a little bit like Gabby. No. They're talented players. You can see the talent that they have.
Yeah.
But they're not used to that level of physicality. And they get lost in games very quickly.
I agree. Because even when Maya came into the squad, we didn't really know much about her. We weren't given much background. She's still only young. We couldn't really see much about her. And I think, like you said, she's been put into this, you have to start, we haven't got anyone else, rather than letting her have that time to adapt and adjust and get up to speed with it. She's kind of been thrown in the deep end, which for some players great. They can, they're just, as Lindsay likes to say, plug and play players. But for Maya, she seems very lost, and I feel really sorry for her. And I just want her to have almost someone alongside her to be so she's not so isolated, because you've got Kirsty and whoever is up front with her at that point. They're pushing forward. You've got the defence that are kind of too far back and not really moving to do anything. So the midfield is like, there's so many gaps in it, and Maya's just there going, huh. And then she ends up just chasing the ball, doesn't she? Rather than intercepting or anything like that. So yeah, it's a strange mix we've got, and I think unfortunately Stan coming back into the starting lineup, as much as I love that a bit, because she's been out, it feels like that was then disjointed in the midfield, because that didn't feel quite right. So yeah, even if she, I don't know, or if Miri went forward a bit and Lucy Stan dropped back a bit, it just, I don't know, but it just didn't feel quite smooth at the weekend, and I think that didn't help the situation.
There was actually something that I was talking to Linz about at the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Well, the way our front three is, it looks very lost. Our number 10 does look lost. Maya doesn't get involved. But if you look at Man City's attack, now, okay, I know it's a completely different standard, but they have Bunny Shaw as central. And then you're looking at Caroline and Hemp either side of her, so it's like two behind the one rather than one behind the two.
Yes.
And that would maybe come into what you're saying. If there was somebody beside her, that might help her.
Yeah.
But then, like we were talking, if you put Moritz at right back, Maltby at left, you had your villains, Patner, Parker, and DeLons, and that was your back five. If you made the front three of like Chaz, Kirsty, and even Georgia.
Yeah.
Because Chaz and Kirsty will move around and confuse the defenders, and this is what Kemp and Caroline do. I don't feel like players are being used to their full potential, and we're allowing other players to get lost in the game because the ball's going nowhere near them, and they're just not up to the task to try and get the ball back.
Yeah, and in the best possible sense, without any offence to them, they might as well not be on the pitch, because they're not influencing the game in any positive way, are they? So yeah, it is really hard. How long is Nunes out? Is she back in training?
They've been telling us she's back in training for the last 2 or 3 weeks. But it looks really conflicting to me, because whenever you see Gabby's on Instagram, it looks like she's always with the kids. And then you look at fellas and they're showing you all these photos of Gabby in training. And like, how old are those photos? Because I don't see the correlation. To me it looks like somebody's hiding something and I don't know what.
And that's the issue. And we keep saying this every week, but just give us injury updates. Even if it's just she's got an ankle injury, we're expecting a couple of weeks, we'll keep you updated. Like, it doesn't have to be she will be back for this game. Like, we're not asking for things set in stone. We're just asking for a bit of clarity, because like that question, how long is Nunes out? I don't know. How long is Missy Bo out? I don't know.
Is Gabby's contract not up this season? Was she not only on a 2-year deal?
I think so. Yeah.
But she's not.
She's not playing. They're probably not going to renew anything unless there's an automatic +1 that they can introduce. But
I can see her going back to Spain. To be fair, I can't see her staying. She just hasn't made that impact.
Right now, I'll be surprised if I see Gabby in a Villa kit again.
Yeah. Right. September 2024, she signed on a 2-year deal with the option of a further year. There you go. So she does have a year option, and maybe they might say, "Oh, well, you've been injured, so you
Yeah,
haven't
we'll
reached your
trigger it and give you a
potential.
chance.
Let's trigger you." Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing because Arroyo didn't sign her. He who must not be named did. So yeah, him and
I'm not
yeah,
afraid to
no,
call him Voldemort.
because fear of the name only increases fear of the thing itself. Yeah, so we do have an option for Gabby there. Club record signing, of
don't we have
course.
a lot
Well, was.
Was at the time. Sorry, Emma. What was that? You.
Don't we have a lot of players out of contract at Heath this season? Because aren't the players like Chat's going to be out this season as well? Like, as much as I really want to keep Chat, I think she's working in the lineup. Natalia didn't sign her. I'm almost certain.
I think she'll try and keep Chaz. I think Chaz is quite integral at the minute. I think there's a couple who maybe emotionally might be already out the door. And a few players who aren't working who I can also see going out the door. And a few players who will break our hearts if they do go out the door. So yeah, I think this summer is going to be a real test of what the club is about, and who they prioritise. Because yeah, I think we've got quite a few coming up that could leave. So yeah, I don't want to talk about it because it'll just be too sad. But yeah, I think there's going to be quite a lot of change in the summer. Tomas as well. Yeah, she signed at the same time as Gabby, didn't she? Again, we don't really know what's happened with Paula. She's just really disappeared.
Paula a lot.
No.
Yeah, her socials and everything have disappeared. You always seen her laughing and smiling somewhere, and God only knows where she is now.
Okay, Paula also has a 2-year deal with the option of a further year. Yeah. So that could indeed be triggered. But yeah, we don't actually know where Paula is at the minute. No one's told us.
She was
mentioned
in the what's it last week. Is it the match?
In the back of what's it?
The one that tells you about the injury. She was mentioned briefly, but again, not.
They mentioned her on the injury update last week, yeah, but she's still disappeared. Like her social media and everything's gone, and
the socials are gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wonder if again there's more layers to this than we know about, and there probably are. Of course, we only know so much. It's just it's a strange mix of things going on at the club at the minute. So so we do still have missing players, which isn't helpful, because we just talked about 5-3 Kirsty's goal, been incredible on a half volley, and then how many minutes after that? So this was the 80th minute. Kirsty gets our third, and then 82nd minute, Tamberg gets her second of the game as well. But this is when I think it did look like. I mean, we didn't look in the game for a long time, but I think particularly this goal was when everyone just went, "Oh, for God's sake." And just everything dropped and everything drained away. Because it was far too easy. So Vike was out on the right-hand side, found Tamano, found Tamberg, just hits it simply and cleanly past Roebuck, done for 6. And you're just like, oh. And it just happens so quickly, and you're like, how's that gone in again? How? What is going on? But I remember watching it on I was watching it on Multiview, and they were so desperate to watch the Chelsea game because that was their feature game. But every couple of minutes they were like, I've got to go back to Villa Park because something else has happened. Like, oh, we'll just go back and see if anything's happening at Meadow Park for Chelsea. But yeah, they kept having to.
As a neutral, it was a great game. But as a fan,
yeah, I had a lot of messages going, Freya, what's happening in this game? I was like, don't talk to us. I do not want to respond right now. I'm emotionally numb. Didn't point where I can't understand what's happened, and because it just all seemed to go horribly wrong. But then, of course, they weren't done. Spurs weren't done. They were out for blood. Were Spurs. So yeah, so Tamba got his second of the afternoon, and then the final nail in the coffin, 7th goal. Most frustratingly, was from a set piece. Now, we said this till we were blue in the face, especially last week, but for many, many weeks. Why are we giving people time and space on set pieces, and why are we conceding? But it just felt like the most Schadenfreudian way to end the game, conceding from a set piece. But yeah, Gary, for you, I mean, if it was in the end, how did that feel seeing it flash up on the scoreboard?
Unfortunately, I was sitting watching the Berlins, and yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sure I scared the life out of a poor cat because at that stage I was ready to break down and cry, and I was very very close to becoming a puddle in the middle of the floor. Um, it's
Yeah, another feeling.
it was tough to watch, for being a set piece again. And it's
Just
not
yeah,
even as if she got a clean header on it either. It was like a flick
no,
backwards, as if she was trying to flick it on for somebody else and stick it in the net.
yeah,
But she didn't need anybody else to get in the end of it because, the damage
no.
was done. And it's like, why do we never seem to defend the back post?
I don't know. I
Like
don't
the
know, but
majority of set pieces we've conceded has been a
yeah,
corner or a free kick to the back post.
yeah.
Yeah.
And again, no one's moved to try and I will stick up for Kirsty Hansen there because she was on Blackstad, and like she was on her, but Blackstad was just too quick and just got up and got onto the edge of
Well,
the goal.
like we've already said, Kirsty isn't exactly known for aerial prowess, so
No, I know,
she's
but
not
she
really the
stuck
player
herself
that's
in.
going to get up there. So she'll
No,
try, she'll run their
yeah, of course
lungs
she will.
fall
Yeah,
out, but yeah, she's not who you want to see go up for an aerial battle because it's
no.
not really going to be a terribly high battle.
No, and she just got lost in it. And Couture was saying there, when we lost 5-1 to City, I definitely didn't feel sadness. It was more rage. I think if this was like a freak occurrence, I think it would be more anger. But I think at this point now, where it just feels like, oh, it's another blow, and another one, and another one. Like it wears you down, doesn't it? And it feels dramatic because at the end of the day, it's a game of football. Like it shouldn't. But I think when you invest so much into it and you just want the team to perform in the way that you know they can, and you see glimpses of it, and you're so invested because you want them to do well, and it just hurts. Like it really, really hurt. Like I'll watch, and I just sat there after the end of the game, and like just tuned out everything, and I was just like, like I'm numb. Like I couldn't really describe the feeling. But Emma, of course, you were in the stadium. Um, how was that feeling at full time? Because again, there was booze, wasn't there, at full time?
Yeah, so it wasn't the best feeling, and you could immediately feel that the team felt disjointed. Like Kirsty literally just stood in front of the goal and literally just stood there staring. Like they didn't fall to the ground this week, but you could see that they were numb because a lot of them just stood where they are and were just like, oh.
Yeah, just couldn't
Oh.
believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, and as fans, we were a little bit the same. We were just like, as if that just happened. Like, I know Spurs do Spursy things, and we were expecting a Spursy game, but we just fell apart, and we were just like, how was that just happening? Like, it's
Yeah.
just insane. And that the whole team atmosphere, it feels very. I don't want to say it feels like it did when Ian was in charge, because that was very tense. But It definitely doesn't feel right, is all I can say, really. There's not really a word for it. It just doesn't feel like they're gelling. It sort of feels like they're walking on eggshells really together, which again isn't a great team environment.
No. And I know Miri had said after last week, didn't she, that, we're going to have this team meeting and it's going to go well and we're going to, air everything. And it just, it just unfortunately hasn't worked, has it? And I know Kachua really wants to ask you, Emma, about your opinion of Arroyo. Where was it? Yeah, so, are you all Arroyo in on the panel then? We've all said, to some extent, it's not all Natalia, and I don't feel like she is to blame. Yeah, Emma, what's your thoughts?
I think it's like yes, she's making the decisions on the pitch and on the sidelines, but I think a lot of it is coming from above her. It's again, you look at sort of any industry, and it's those men at the top that are looking down and going, right, you need to do this, you need to do this. Yet they've never experienced a day in Natalia's life. They've never experienced what it's like to manage a team. So it's just that constant dictatorship that is really coming through at the moment. Because in fairness, Natalia's really trying. Like, she gives a fair amount of instructions and constantly talking to the players. Like, it's not that she's completely clocked out of the team. Like, she's constantly there. She's constantly saying something, constantly doing something. And I don't think she's lost the team either, because when Miri came off and like a few of the others came off, they shook her hand, hugged her. Whereas I remember when Robert DePaul took Rachel off, you could sense it was really tense because she didn't want to know.
Was that the body slam?
So it's not like that she's lost the players either. Yes, it was that game.
That was great.
So
not that we condone violence, that's awesome. Oh, that you could cut that easily with a butter knife, couldn't you? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it feels different, doesn't it? It feels like. Yeah. Gary, how about you? Are you still feeling that it isn't all Natalia at this point, and a manager wouldn't actually change the core of what's going on?
The fact is, it was happening to Carla.
Yeah.
It happened to Voldemort. It's happening to Natalia.
Yeah.
If anybody thinks that is the manager's problem, they really need to look at the club as a whole.
Yeah.
Last season, Gabby was the record signing. I was having to play week in, week out. I can't help but think that there's been certain players that have been bought that people are being told to play. Make them fit.
Yeah, make them work. Yeah.
And
we need to see our return of investment. On the pitch.
I know Francois is a fantastic player. I know that you scored for us against Spurs. Was midfield the position that everybody felt like needed to be strengthened?
And this is what we said, wasn't it?
Absolutely not.
She's a great addition to the squad, but there was other places that really should have had money spent first.
Yeah.
And
agreed.
There's a bit of that makes me think, right, have you went out, got another record signing in a position that we don't need a signing, never mind a record signing. Yeah. And now we're going to be forced to play her no matter what. Now, she was a talent. I can't take that away. She has put in
it's good
work, her goal, I just think as a squad as a whole, it wasn't where the money needed to be spent.
No, because because what was she rumoured in the end? It was about 800k, 800.
No, it's like half that. It's like 450, but for Villa, that's a lot of money. That's like double what was spent on Gabby. Gabby was like 225 or something.
Yeah, something around that. Yeah, but yeah, and you just think, as much as you're absolutely right, we didn't need her. I mean, she's great, you know, she scored. But yeah, we could have spent that money on 2 or 3, maybe 4 decent depth players
Yeah.
that we desperately need
You,
at this point.
you let a right back go out on loan. You bring
Yeah,
a left back in on loan,
yeah,
and then you buy a
it's bizarre.
midfielder.
That again.
And it's like that's very strange. Now,
Yeah,
everybody that's saying, "Oh, Natalia out," stuff like that. I have to remember it was Natalia that came in last season whenever we were in pieces and slowly put it back together.
exactly.
And,
Because we were
and now
falling
somebody
apart at the
just threw a
seams. Yeah,
hand grenade in the middle of what she's been doing.
yeah,
And she's now going to have to put the pieces together. But we have to have patience. I've been to the fan forum. I've met Natalia a few times. I spoke with her, and her passion always comes through.
yeah.
You know, she's very passionate. She wants Villa to do well.
Mm.
So she's not going to be, she's not the one that's putting us down right now. Not in my opinion. She's definitely
Yeah,
not the one that's putting us down. And
no,
people are like, "Oh, give the job to Sean Goder," this, that, the other. Sean Goder's job is to make our attackers score goals.
yeah,
One of them is scoring goals. Can we get everybody to start concentrating on their job? The board members just sit back and let what happened on the pitch could be based down on Natalia, because that's why you're paying her to be head coach. Let her pick the players that she wants to bring in. We'll talk
let her
about we're
have the
building
power. Yeah,
something special. Well, yeah, the start of the season we were building something special, but
yeah.
now you just went here, hold on a minute, I'm going to come in here in the middle with a big ass hand grenade and blow shit to pieces.
Yeah. Deal with this. It's
Yeah.
literally it. Any other question there? So Villa fans who want her out, what's their reason? Because that's their go-to. Oh, it's clearly the manager, and it's very surface level. It's very
Yeah. It's not working.
that she's a scapegoat, and you know managers always are, aren't they? Like, and you know, to a certain extent, you know, managers are sacked to keep the fans happy and whatever. But I think at this point she shouldn't be, because I haven't seen any evidence of it being her fault. And I know people say, oh, you know, positions and substitutions and that control fair, but these deeper things, I don't think she's got anything to do with. And I think, if anything, like you said, Gary, she needs more power to be like, right, this is my team, this is what I want to do. Like, let me do that, rather than clip her wings and say, well, actually, no, you're going to do this, this, and this, make it work. Because her post match was quite interesting. Because the match finally did end, and everyone just kind of went, "What was that?" And she described us as drowning in a swimming pool, and I was like, "Yeah, yeah," because the whole analogy was Spurs weren't letting them breathe, and they were just drowning throughout. And that's what I do like in her post match. She's very much, this happened, yeah, and we need to do better. And she talked a lot about we need to have pride in the shirt. It's not acceptable, you know, what's happening. Um, you know, Spurs played a really good game. And that's when the comments started of, roar you out, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no. But it's a lot of the people who want to roar you out are the ones who want Sean Gorter in. If you
Yeah,
notice that correlation as well. And it's just like, well, he had the opportunity. He was interim. He wanted to go for the job. They didn't give it to him. And that's just how it worked. So yeah, what else did she say? Let's have a look. She did manage to get some positives out of it though, which people are forgetting, by the way. We did score 3. It wasn't a complete, like Leicester. No one's talking about Leicester, by the way. They got beat 6-0 off City. No one's talking about it. But apparently, Villa 7-3 Spurs. It's like, what's the difference there? Because that's not fair. That we're being the ones made out to be worse, when we in fact did score, and we did get on the score sheet. Ah, hi Nick. Welcome aboard. So Natalia did find some positives with that, but yeah, we're not here to say that's her fault. They want Sean Gordon for vibes. Yes, yes they do. They think he is the key to all of our problems. And he's not. He's really, really not. Gary, do you think we need someone like, because obviously Christian Personal left, and oh, what's his name? Went to Leicester. Someone.
Was that
Yeah, he's gone.
Billiard?
Yes.
That's the one.
Lee was coming into my head. Couldn't remember his last name. Billiard, yes. So we've lost maybe a couple of names who were quite instrumental in bringing new people in and having those conversations. Do you think we need someone like a Paul Green that's going to help that recruitment, or do you think the club, from what we've seen, like to dictate what's happening themselves? You got any opinion?
It does appear that they are dictating things. But I think rather than having her as head coach, let it be the manager. Let the buck actually stop with her. You
Yeah.
know, she's been around the game herself for a long time and is going to have the connections with players and clubs, and give her a chance to bring in her own players and actually build her own team.
Yeah, and have a really good go of it, and then if it's still rubbish and awful, okay, then you can get rid of her. But at this moment in time, she doesn't have the opportunity.
It, in the summer, the players that were brought in, it was all very positive. Was seen that before the winter break.
Yeah,
But the decisions made during the winter break not made any sense. And it
no,
seems to have completely, you know, they've just burnt the apple cart, never mind anything else. It's just
yeah,
everything's been in flames the last 4 games, and it's just, but feel like rather than there with the fire extinguisher, it's just there with a water pistol. I just get,
yeah.
give her the tools she needs to do the job. Let her do the job.
Let her do the job exactly. And yeah, so this feeling from Nick is kind of shared amongst a lot of us. So he has to say it with my chest. If Sean Gort was any good, we wouldn't struggle to score goals because, like you said, Gary, that's his job at the minute to work with the forwards. People can't judge managers' performance on a match against West Ham at home. Also, a very good point. So yeah, it doesn't make sense for the people wanting Gorter in, when he had his chance and it just didn't work out, and that is okay that it didn't work out. Some things aren't meant to be. Right then. So, like I said, come to the end of the match. Post match was fair. Also another positive. First time we've scored 3 goals since December. Yay!
No.
Happy days. Because we were struggling a little bit. I think the highest we had scored was 2 since then, but 1 here and there. I do want to say we didn't mention, or I didn't mention, sorry. Where's my cursor gone? The other substitutes we had. So we talked about Murray going off for Lucia and Lucy Stan going off for Rich Mobby. Chaz went off for Ebony. I didn't notice, to be honest. And Emma, your audio's not coming through, I don't think.
No, still working my end either.
No? Oh, that's okay then. It's not just me. Oh, it's just not synced. Okay. Do you want to refresh and try? Okay, yeah. We'll come back to that. So yeah, I just didn't notice Ebony at all, and from our very limited attacking options, you want something. You want that bit of spark. And unfortunately, it wasn't there. However, I watched a bit of Martin Hall's post match as well, and it was quite interesting because you can see. Again, we mentioned earlier that he's done a very, very good job with the team, and he said he asked his players to be ruthless in this game, and they certainly were, did the job. He then went on to criticise the fact that they shouldn't be conceding 3 as well. So even though he won by such a margin, he was like, well, we shouldn't have conceded. I was like, high standards, yeah. and get behind that. Very good indeed. But another big thing we were going to talk about, and I haven't checked. Well, let's point out, after I've asked a bit in our pod chat, me stating our difficulties in attacking presence. What did we do? Yes, Nick. Yeah, so Nick was very much saying Jean-Francois should be an attacking presence, and she does. And what did she do? She did. Nick, we have praised her in that, saying that she should come on. And she had the initiative to surge forward. She absolutely did. Thing is with that, Couture, though, if you're not in the top 4 clubs or top 5, you just don't get a mention. So yeah, Kirsty should indeed be up there for WSL nominations. She might have like goal of the month. She's won a few of those, hasn't she? Excuse me, but when it's like teams and things like that, people outside the top 4 usually don't get a look in. But I'm happy to be corrected. Emma, can we hear you?
Hello.
Yahoo!
Yay! There we go.
Yay.
Bit of a delay, but we're there. We're all good. Can't remember what I was asking you though. Can you?
It was something to do with Ebony.
Do it,
I
Emily.
was saying that
Oh yeah.
she started off okay, and then
Mm.
towards like the end of the match, she was trying to run after balls, but had let the Spurs player go past her and then ran. So she was just far too late on the game. So her decision making needs to be prompt and a lot more quicker.
Mm.
Because
Which is strange because Ebony is so quick.
Yeah. But by the time she'd realised that they'd gone past her, she was like, "Oh, I need to chase that," and they'd already got like 3 meters on her, and it was like, "Well, now you're not going to get them."
It's like, come on, Ebony, be quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And I know, Kachu, with what you're saying there, you know, Spurs could have scored 10. Yeah, they absolutely could, because like we said earlier on, Ellie Roebuck is down as making 5 key goalkeeper saves. So they could have had 12, actually. But they didn't. Haha. They only got the 7. What were they playing at? Just the 7. But yeah, we just need to take that positive of we did score 3, and that hasn't happened for a few months, so we'll take it. Mm-hmm. We will take that. Now, one more thing, and hopefully Nick is still in the chat because I want to hear her thoughts on this one as well. Someone said it was interesting, Gary, it might have been you actually, that since the game, there's almost been like a social media blackout from the club and the players, and just nothing. And I think they just started tweeting again about, of course, international call-ups, things like that, saying proud of you and that kind of thing. But from the game itself, it felt a bit strange that it just kind of went silent and very, very quiet. Gary, do you think that was on purpose, something from the club, or do you think it was just a case of, I don't want to even go near social media after that?
I definitely think it was on purpose. But the two kind of go hand in hand. That they probably didn't want to go near social media either. You know, just
you think,
but where do you draw a silver lining on that game? You know, you definitely need to have a few days of mourning. Like I couldn't bring myself to watch the highlights again until tonight before we were coming on. You know, it's just, I don't think there was anything positive that could have been on that, and it felt like I think they felt like they had to start doing something because obviously so many members of the squad have been called up to their international games, and it's just they have to celebrate that. But that's the only thing that we have to celebrate since the weekend.
Yeah, that's what. Emma, what about you? Do you think it's a bit of both as well, or do you think it mainly came from the club?
Yeah, I think as well. Like the amount of fans that were already on a rampage at full time, I don't think you'd want to post anything, because although it's then not necessarily completely directed at the players, because it's on like the actual club's account. But the amount of like players that would probably get highlighted and spotlighted in the comments, I just don't think it's worth it, in fairness. And that's not the world that we should be living in, but it is, unfortunately.
No, because like I said, a lot of people were running quite hot after that match, weren't they? Yeah, I think. And sometimes when players say things, it's not that you don't believe them, but it's very much oh, we'll be back again stronger. Like, it's the same type of phrases, isn't it? Every time, and you're just like, oh, yeah, whatever. Like, we've heard that before. But was it Lucy Parker last time? And she did that post, and we were like, that was from the heart, and that was a proper, like, come on, we're going to rally together and we're going to do it. And I just think that as much as they didn't need to do that, it maybe would have been nice in an ideal world if they felt up to it, for maybe one of them to just say, look, this is what I want to say to the fans. You can repost it if you want, like that kind of thing. Because, you know, we're not asking for apologies or, you know, anything like that, or official statements. But just because we can see that they're hurting. So it'd be interesting to just kind of have that understanding as well. So yeah, it's just a bit of a strange one. However, we did beat the club to some of the international announcements because they took their sweet time in posting. So there we go. Not that I think anyone would like to dwell on this game any longer, but any points we didn't cover that anyone wanted to shout out before we move on to the internationals?
Can I just talk about commentating? Because I was rewatching the match earlier, and some of those commentators,
please do.
They were all about Natalia Arroyo. let me just get them up. So,
well, is she Arroyo? Is she Arrojo? Sorry.
Arroyo.
Yeah.
She's now a biscuit.
Arroyo.
And her name's not Natalia. Natalie Arroyo. Okay. So she's a mix between an Arrow and Arroyo.
Wow.
I like that. And then Natalie Arroyo.
That's awful.
Like she's some sort of sleeping beauty.
Wow. Okay. I mean.
Oh, and then there was
what's to be called?
Then there was our newest player, Lewis Staniforth.
Good old Lewis. I love it when he plays for us. It's so good. I mean, we laugh, but it's awful.
You know, I think that was clearly the problem because they brought a man on to play a woman's game.
Yeah, that's where it all went wrong.
That's it. That's what threw us off. If only Lucy was on instead of Lewis, it just wouldn't have turned into a shambles.
Bring her twin brother. It's fine.
Can't chop and change. Unfortunately, Nick didn't notice that no one's posted. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. I mean, they might have now, but as it's quite a few days after. But yeah, it was quite noticeable for me, anyway, that no one had said anything about it. Right then, let's move on. Should we draw a line and we'll forget about it? Because as Gary said earlier, we've got a whole month of not conceding any goals. Because we're not playing, which is quite nice. So we do have international break, of course. Well, FA Cup this weekend, 5th round, which should be very exciting. Exciting if you have TNT, because they're the ones playing all the games. There is one game on Channel 4, which is the Liverpool-Everton match. The other couple that have been broadcast are on TNT. And the rest just haven't had a broadcaster announced. So I'm hoping, because they're at different kickoff times to the broadcast ones, that the clubs can show them. Because that was the issue last time, if you remember. Because they all kicked off at the same time. They couldn't be in parallel with the paid versions. But yeah, they're all different this weekend. So fingers crossed. Birmingham Chatham Town, which I think is going to be a really good one, is on the Saturday. Then you've got the majority of the others on the Sunday, and then London City versus Spurs is on Monday. So we've got a whole weekend of international football. Wasn't here earlier, but did we mention how many times Patsy was on her backside? We did reference that she was on her bum a lot. Yeah. because she just seemed to, like we said, go in a bit too early, or didn't catch the tackle right, or just slip. But yeah, if you do look at the highlights, most of the goals, Patsy, bless her, is on her bottom. Doing quite a good Gabby impression. Poor Gabby isn't here to defend herself, right? So yes, internationals. So we've got a mix of World Cup qualifiers. We've got some players going off to the Asia Cup, which is their route. Cup, but it's going to be qualifiers. In the future, they're going to have a standalone tournament, and the Asia Cup is going to be qualifying for the Olympics, starting from 2031. So there you go. Because it's every 4 years, the Asia Cup. And the issue, especially with teams like Everton, who've got quite a few Japanese and Australian players, the matches start on the 1st or the 3rd of March, one of the two, and the final is until the 21st of March. So they're gone for pretty much the whole month, including 2 or 3 WSL games. So there we go. So luckily, we're just losing one. We're just losing Maya. She's been called up to the Japanese squad. But everyone else is just going to their internationals as... international camps, I should say, as usual. So we have got, and I think I've got everyone, we've got Noelle for Switzerland, we've got Jean-Francois for France, we've got Lynn and Chaz for the Netherlands, we've then got Patsy for Republic of Ireland, Lucia and Ellie for England seniors, Kirsty and Miri for Scotland, Rich and Maltby, Georgia Muller and Lily Clark for the youth teams. So Rich Maltby for the under-23s, Georgia and Lily for the under-20s. Does that sound about right?
Maltby's in the under-20s, is Georgia, not in the under-23s.
Did I send them the other way around? Yes. Let's see, Gary. That's why we love you. Yes, so we've got, I mean, it's quite nice. We've got quite a few into the back again. But people saying, you know, this is the time to rest, relax, reset. Half the squad's gone. So it's gonna be tough. So what do you think the feeling's gonna be like in this break? Do you think it's gonna be what?
There's been a red card in the United game.
Has there?
It's literally happening in front of me now.
Oh, is it for a second yellow by any chance?
Yes.
There we go. I do have to say though, if you're going to be that silly to get a second yellow from Stephanie Frappa, then you might as well just not play, because she doesn't mess about. And the player is fuming. I can't see who it is.
Perez.
Okay. Zhenya. Oh, that's a good name. Zhenya Perez. I like that. So what did she do? Just push? Oh no, she held her back. Yeah, fair. Well, when you're already 5-0 down on aggregate, you might as well just go all in, mightn't you? But yeah, 85th minute, United are 2-0 up on the night, 5-0 up on aggregate. Looks quite likely United are going through to the quarter-finals to join Arsenal. So it's going to be Arsenal versus Chelsea, and we had confirmation earlier Wolfsburg have gone through. And then United will be going through in this draw as well. So it's Real, Barcelona, and then United, Bayern, and Wolfsburg versus Lyon, off the top of my head. So it's going to be good. It's going to be very good in the quarters. But yes, so internationals. The Lionesses face Ukraine and Iceland in their 2 games. Apparently there was something to do with they could have had 3 games in this window, like 2 qualifiers and a friendly maybe, but they chose just to have the 2. I'm quite happy with that because then it reduces risk of accidents. How are we feeling about the um, upcoming internationals? Any thoughts?
I do think some of the players need it.
It's exciting.
If we
To get
consider,
away and be with
like, well,
their
we were
loved ones.
talking about how
Yes, it is.
tired some of the players look and stuff like that, but it might not be physically tired. It just might be, you know,
Yeah.
your get up and go is went, and getting to spend time, hopefully in a positive atmosphere with their international teams. Um, they could come
Yeah.
back feeling refreshed, and we might see some better performances again.
I hope so, because if you think about for your country, you've probably been with the same people since you were quite young, so they're like a second family almost. So if you're able to get away from an environment where you do feel very drained, then hopefully that's the best place to kind of relax and reset. Um, yeah, I'm 99% sure Yamashita got called up. But I can check for you. Don't you worry.
Oh, that'll be an interesting goalkeeper situation, then.
Well, that's the thing. Because we've got that's a year ago now. Yeah, because City are losing Yui Hasegawa. So she's going to be a threat gone when we face City. Yamashita gone.
Yeah, because we don't have any others.
Well, they don't. No, City are quite thin on the squad. But yeah, but hey, it's taken away some of them. It's taken away some threats for that one. But yeah, so we don't play until Tuesday the 3rd of March. They are quite a big threat. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, so Tuesday the 3rd of March, we go away to play Ukraine in Turkey, because of course can't go to Ukraine at the moment. And apparently Serena was saying they've got really good facilities where they're staying in Turkey, so that sounds good. Because we are in Group 3, of course, Group A3. And the better that we place in our group, the better the chances of qualifying, and the simpler it is to qualify as well, without having to go through playoffs and all that jazz. Another interesting one, we've got the Republic of Ireland go up against France. I think they're going against France and the Netherlands, I want to say, in their group. And then we've got, oh yeah, and our third one, Spain, in our group as well, because of course it is. And then let's have a look. Northern Ireland have got Switzerland as well, which should be a good matchup. Italy, Sweden, that should be a good one. Czech Republic, Wales, because again they're going through transition as well. So yeah, so two really good qualifiers. So it's Tuesday the 3rd, and then Saturday the 7th. And Saturday the 7th is when England are facing Iceland at Nottingham, which isn't too far from me, which is quite nice. Quite nice for a change. On Saturday at 12:30. So there you go. Hoping to go if I can. That should be a good one.
That one's
but yeah,
sold out.
Sold out. I didn't mean as a fan. See if I can get press.
All right. Sorry.
I want the VIP entrance. No. So yeah. But we also said, maybe an issue that could arise from it, as what Nick is saying. People who are going to the same camps, maybe if they've got the same grievances, maybe could that then spiral into something worse in that environment. But surely if they're then away from the environment, hopefully that takes some of the sting out a little bit, and they can maybe talk more openly and get through it. So yeah, I mean, do you think? I don't know. I think this break will be good for the team in general. Gary, can you see if there could be any issues with this, or do you think actually no, it's the right time and this is the best thing for them?
Don't know about you, but whenever I'm having a bit of a hard time, it's nice if you have somebody that you can vent to. Now, it
Yes.
doesn't necessarily have to be that it's the same player in the squad. Granted, I could picture Kirsty and Mary having a good rant together and
Yeah.
sort of letting things out whenever they're away from the squad because they're two of the players that are actually trying to give everything whenever they're on the pitch.
Yeah.
So I agree with Nick. It can be a bit of a double edge. Yes, it's good that you can vent, but what if it happens to be somebody to go into camp with that you actually need to vent about? The,
Also a good point.
we don't know what's going on behind the
No.
scenes. Is there unrest between a couple of players or what? Who knows what's actually going on? But I think I think we should be more worried about who it is that we're coming back to play. No matter what sort of mindset that the girls come back with, we're always going to have a mountain in front of us whenever it comes to City.
Agreed. Yeah. Because of course, why we're talking about City is because they're the ones we face in a month's time. So it will be, or it should be, on Sunday the 15th of March is our next league game. We are at home to Man City. And I know they're trying to put more into the matchday experience. We've talked about it loads, so we won't go on too much. But Karen Carney and Jill Scott are meant to be there, aren't they, with their Long Story Short pod. So that should be quite nice for a change. Because obviously there's history there.
Uh, uh,
It was announced, of course, Kaz is now an investor in Blues as
that's what I'm
well.
going to say. Imagine
So
bringing the Blue Nose in as your entertainment.
I know, yeah. What are they thinking? What are they thinking? Rotten tomatoes, Gary. But yeah, no, I thought really good news that she's an investor in Blues, so it shows that there is space for more voices and very good voices in from women's football to be heard, and to be a part of making a club better. Shame it's a Blues, but she's part of that project, isn't she? To build something. Um, um, I know that Wales have got a good bit of youth coming through talent wise. I know there's a couple. Marad Griffiths, of course, she's at Sunderland for the rest of the season. So there's um, loads of really good players for Wales coming through because, like we said earlier, they're in a period of transition. Jess Fishlock, she's coming back as part of the coaching staff. I read yesterday, I think, which is going to be incredible for her experience. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting window because some teams are going through. Sweden as well. I think someone said the other day, their back line, there's no one older than 23 in their back line, so they're going through a really big period of transition as well. So yeah, and of course England have called up people who aren't 100% fit in some spaces as well, coming back from injury. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see how we do indeed. But yeah, so we do have City after the break. Too early to call, of course, but I think that's just got to be a free hit, hasn't it, against City, because they're just
I
so
think.
good.
Just don't.
Obviously, last season we won 5 in a row. I think this year we just have to take it on the chin that we're going to lose 5 in a row.
Lose 5 in a row. Yeah, no, I agree. I really, really do. Yeah, but she hasn't been playing Kachua, has she? Is she back? She was injured. Is she back from injury? I don't know. Maybe average 20. But I took that on good information. But phew. Yeah, you would be as Chelsea fan. So yeah, I mean, it's just got to be a free hit. It's just got to be go for it, do your best. And you know, we will probably lose that 5 in a row, like you said, Gary. But yeah, Emma, what do you think? Should we have a good go? Oh, is Emma there? No. Okay. I'm assuming Emma would have said yes. I said yes to that.
Honestly, if we were playing Man City this week, based on the performance that City put in and the performance that we put in, I'd have seen double figures. Genuinely, I would
Oh,
have put
easy,
City to put at least 10 past us if we defend like that against them.
easy.
So
Yeah,
let's hope in a month's time our defenders have got the right boots on and
yeah.
they're able to stand on their own 2 feet and maybe actually protect the goalkeeper and keep a few of these
That'd be
out.
nice. It would. It would be nice indeed. And just yeah, get the bus, park it, done. Again, no
Jess
one's really expecting
Parker
us to score.
must be
Just
tiny.
she is tiny.
Dude, I just see her being interviewed there, and and I know Alex and Farah aren't exactly the tallest, and they are making her look small.
Um, she's 5'3". There you go.
But what a bloody goal!
She's incredible. And it just shows you, you can have a whole mix of heights on your team, because everyone brings different attributes. But yeah,
So long as you
that
play
Jess
to
Park
your
goal is
strengths.
insane. Exactly. Yes.
Don't
So.
expect Park to score too many headers, but thanks to God, it looks like she'll do that all day.
Oh, 100%.
I like to think of a few other players like that.
Yes, yeah, and that's the thing. But yeah, we've got, and the thing we just kind of really want to say wasn't like we see the players who are giving everything for the team and the squad, and we thank them for what they're doing because we know it's not easy, we know it's incredibly hard, but that the proper fans out there who aren't calling for people's heads can see that and can see their passion and can see their work rate, and we just want them to get through whatever this is, so that they're getting the results that they deserve. Because yeah, it's not easy at the minute, is it? So yeah, so we go into a nice month now of nothing, and hopefully those relationships can come back bigger and stronger, in the future. But yeah.
As much as this isn't the place for it, I'm still going to find it tough. Because Aaron and Robbie appear to be going through a bit of a transition period themselves, and watching Ireland's quite difficult at the minute. So
Yeah.
I might not be feeling the pain of Villa, but I'm probably still going to be crying most weekends.
And that's why we have our group chat and our pod, because, like we said earlier, it's free therapy. We get to discuss everything, we talk it out, and we make sure we all know it's going to be okay in the end. But we won't worry about City too much, of course, because that is a whole month away.
Yeah, no point in worrying about that yet.
No, we've got time. We've got time. So yeah, so just to confirm, them, Man United have won this evening against Atletico, and they go through to the quarterfinals. And Wolfsburg won 2-0 earlier, making it 4-2 overall. So they also go through to the quarters. So yeah, lots going on tonight. There was also games happening in across tiers 3 and 4 as well. Lots of rearranged fixtures. And tomorrow night, Sunderland Durham. Well, hey, the River Weir derby. Because again, that was postponed because of a frozen pitch. I did have to laugh just as a little throwaway. Sheffield FC, not Sheffield United, they haven't managed to have a game in 2026 yet because all 5 of them have been postponed.
Oh, shoot.
So They were meant to play
That is
last
insane.
night, and they tweeted going, "5th time's the charm, come and see us at blah blah blah," and then they tweeted again, "5th time was not the charm, the game's been postponed." Oh, I felt so sorry for them. But you feel for the players as well, haven't you? Because you try and train and you try and do all this in this awful weather,
Yeah.
just for it to be called off again. So Sheffield, we've got our fingers crossed that you will get a match sometime in the near future. Now then, so we have come to the end, but for everyone that is watching and listening, we do have a special surprise for you. Even though we won't be going live over the next couple of weeks, unless we fancy an international special. But at the moment, we're not. But we do have some very special episodes to bring you that we have recorded over the past few weeks. Because what we want to try and do as a podcast, with the whole 115 yards especially, we've got the website, we've got the platform, is to try and bring the history of Villa. And we're not talking about the modern history of Villa. We're talking about the incredible women who drove the game, who pioneered forward to be able to have the Villa that we have now. So we're talking to ex-players from the 90s and earlier. Reached out to so many people because of course Villa didn't start when we were called Villa Women. They were the Villa Aztecs before that, and before that they were Solihull FC. But if you look on the Villa history page, there is about 3 paragraphs. And we thought that wasn't good enough. So we are going into it, and we're going to make as much of a comprehensive history of Villa as we can. If anyone knows Adam Salter, the Arsenal fan, he's been doing some incredible work archiving all of Arsenal women's history and the teams, the results, the scores, the players, the everything. And so this will hopefully try and emulate that, because there's just nothing, and it's so incredibly hard to find. So I am going to get a subscription to the British Newspaper Archive. I've already found a couple of things when you could get like the free pages to look at, so I've already got a couple of things that have popped up. But yeah, it's really hard work. So at least if we collate all of this data, put it all together, then we'll have a written archive of the history of our club, the proper history, not just the last couple of years. But we will be releasing these interview episodes with 2 ex-players. So we've got Nikki Edwards and we've got Lorraine Robinson, who some people might know as Robbo, and they will be going up over this international break. So do watch out for those. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow, share, whatever you need to do. We're still only a couple of followers away on YouTube from 100. We're on 96. Okay, so tell your friends, subscribe to the channel, and make sure we reach that 100 big mark.
They're definitely podcasts to listen to. The passion of those 2 women was incredible.
Oh, it was great, wasn't it? And I'm editing bits and pieces now and putting a new intro together for it, and it's gonna be so good. So yeah, if you want to know the real lived experience of these players who represented Villa, then do tune in to watch it, because there was such good conversation, so much fun, and we can't wait to hopefully get in touch with more players to share their experience as well. So watch out for those coming up, but we will leave it there for the evening, unless there's anyone got anything else they want to shout out.
I don't think we have much to shout about right now, Freya.
That's also a very good point. Yes.
That is true.
So we will leave it there. We will have a big drink because we've deserved it, and we'll raise a glass to the future of Villa, because we need to believe that there is a light at the end of this current tunnel. So we will leave it there. Thank you so much to everyone for watching, listening, for getting involved in the chat. We do really appreciate you. And keep an eye out on socials for when we next go live, if not before March, which seems like a very long way away. So yes, keep your eyes peeled, and we'll see you very soon. Good evening.